Start a company like this using proprietary software would be prohibitively expensive. Michael opted for open source.
Open source products are absolutely reliable. We depend on them for mission critical applications. We've never had a problem with our database. We've never had a problem with Linux. We've never had a problem with Java or our servlet engine. So we found them to be absolutely reliable. And when we have run into problems, we've always been able to resolve them fairly quickly because the amount of knowledge out there on these products, it's freely accessible on the internet, is vast.
We've all heard stories about credit card fraud over the internet. But is this just a myth?
Our impression is that customers are most concerned about security of credit cards. And when you pay using a credit card on our site, we make it clear to the customer that it's a secure transaction. We encrypt our transaction with SSL using a thought certificate. And we also give the customers the option of not storing their card details in our database at all, which means that if our database were to be hacked, which we're very confident that it will never be, but even if it were to be hacked, an intruder still wouldn't be able to get hold of their card details.
Do South Africans spend a lot of time and money online?
No, South Africans don't spend as much time shopping online as, for example, Americans. They spend a lot less money and a lot less time, and the reason for that is simple. Our connections are just too slow, and the online experience is very poor compared to in the United States.
There are 3.5 million people with internet access in South Africa, but only 250,000 of those do online shopping.
That's not a very big audience, and it's being split amongst the various services. They're all competing for the small target market, and there isn't a lot of profit to be made out of an audience of 250,000 people.
The fact that the internet is not yet pervasive here is a problem for us, but it is a problem that we will get over, and it is a matter of time before the internet is a more convenient way of ordering something in this country than it is going to your local traditional bookstore or CD store or whatever.
Like any business, a successful e-commerce site requires hard work, good customer service, and keeping overhead costs down. Open source software provides customizable tools that keep barriers to entry low.
Her name is Amanda Joseph, and she is from 7C. She's a system administrator, and she's most welcome in our studio today. Tell me when you first decided that the geek's life was for you.
I think it was about 5 years ago when I started as a web developer. Basically, at that point, I was using proprietary software, and it was only a couple of years later that I was introduced to OSS through my brother. He installed Linux on our PC at home, and that's how I started getting involved with it.
And how did you find the transition?
It was difficult at first. I think the learning curve happened when I joined 7C Computing 3 years ago. And after being exposed to OSS, decided that I needed to change careers and decided for a more technical Linux career instead.
Okay, and now you're a system administrator. Ooh, what does that mean?
That basically means that we install Linux servers for small businesses that look after their business IT functions such as email and internet and antivirus scanning, and I basically support that and look after those boxes.
How does OSS kind of enhance what it is that you do?
Well, basically being able to, stick your head under the bonnet and seeing what's actually going on.
So you kind of look at the mechanics as opposed to just trying to run the surface of the operating system?
Absolutely.
And you use open source in a business that makes money?
Yes.
We keep meeting people who tell us about how cost-effective and how adaptable the software is. Mm. I mean, why do people buy proprietary software?
A lot of people don't know of any alternative. I know that when I was a web developer, I didn't know of any alternative. I thought that Microsoft and Windows applications was all that there was available. And I think creating awareness is helping people to realize that there is other stuff out there that they can use that will meet their requirements just as well and will not cost them as much.
Great to meet you. Thanks so much for coming in. Fantastic. A lot of people have asked us for the entire series on DVD, which is a bit twittish, as we haven't actually finished filming it yet. But never mind, we'll get to you in a minute. First, you should learn to eat with a fork. But go to our website, go opensource.org. You can find out everything, including ordering your very own DVD set, all 13 episodes, and there'll be some more bits and bobs, probably some bonus bits. You might even hear me swearing. Mark Shuttleworth will be doing it after the break. Now, music on your PC is not a new thing. There are many ways of using it and managing it. Check this out from Shutters.
All right, all you home DJs, today's your chance because we're doing it with Rhythmbox. Rhythmbox is an open source piece of software that allows you to manage your music collection, allows you to rip your CDs to store them on your computer hard drive and then play them back whenever you're using your computer.
Rhythmbox is an integrated music management application, originally inspired by Apple's iTunes. It's available for Unix and Linux running the GNOME desktop. Like iTunes, you can use it to browse, search, and sort the music on your computer. It supports just about any music format, be it MP3 or Rock Vorbis. Convert your CDs to one of these formats and set up your own playlists. You can even use it to tune into internet radio stations.
So all of you now have African Rhythm and you have your music on your PC. Set your PC and your music free with free software. Join us again next week when we'll be doing it again.
He's got rhythm. Yes, he has, old Marky Mark. Fantastic. Give it up like an astronaut. Remember our website if you want to find out more about Rhythmbox, things like where to get it, how to use it, or anything else about it at all, ever. But now for something really hot. Well, it's really hot if you're an accountant, because accountants are crazy. They've got the double entry system.
Cash flow is the lifeblood of any business, although keeping control of your debtors, your creditors, your VAT and your income tax can be a nightmare of paperwork. There are software packages out there which can do the job cleanly and efficiently, but they're very expensive. Until now, that is. One of South Africa's most established software packages has now been released as open source. It's called TurboCash.
It's a fully integrated accounting software. It fully caters for debtors, creditors, stock control, invoicing, cash book, reconciliations. It allows you, as far as reporting is concerned, you can run a standard balance sheet, a standard income statement, a standard cash flow report. It fully caters for that.
TurboCash is a legacy of 16 years of development in the South African and international environment. It is used mainly by small and medium-sized businesses, although it can be scaled to quite a large organization.
There are users out there that have up to 7-8 users using TurboCash at the same time. I have people where they do in excess of 200 invoices daily. And then on the other hand, I have other users that do just like one invoice daily.
Plugins, some of them developed by other software vendors, provide further functionality, such as internet banking and wide area network support. The company runs training courses and offers various support contracts for a fee. Alternatively, the website lists a host of independent consultants throughout the world.
This could happen to you because there's an open source app for almost anything, even how to dress a formerly edgy comedian in stripes and browns. So that's wonderful. But go to the website because you can't believe the things that are out there. There are even websites for people who think that the new National Party is still new or in fact a party. So I'm going to go this way and jump off the cliff called Former Career, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
We've talked about e-commerce, and now we're about to make it personal. Go to www.cafepress.com and be prepared to have your mind blown away. This site allows you to create your own gifts and to use their online retail space to sell your goods. Choose from a wide range of blank products. For instance, a mug. Add your own artwork to the item, moving it around till you're happy with the placing, then add it to your shopping basket. Cafe Press will make the item and ship it wherever you want it to go. And your unique gift stays online. And if it's popular, other people will buy it, earning you a percentage of the sale price. If you're keen to search for likely gift items, browse to the obvious choice, google.com. Let's try something that I'm sure is not unique. We'll search for Google itself. A couple of million references to the site. I don't need to say more about it because it is the search engine of choice for millions of internet users. But what if you want your search to be biased towards South African results? Obvious, head for ananzi.co.za, South Africa's biggest and best search engine. The most important benefit of using Ananzi for your local searches is that it specifically indexes business listings and South African sites. You're likely to find relevant answers without hundreds of confusing dead-end links. To recap, cafepress.com is where you can make gift caps or cups or shirts and start your own online gift nook. Google.com is nowadays the only option when you want to search the web for anything and everything. And ananzi.co.za is the search engine of choice for South African-only searchers. I think I'll go off now and search for world peace.
Have you been paying attention? Because if you have, you're about to win some prizes in our competition, which is very exciting. This week, it's really wonderful what you can win, because what you can win are a PhotoSmart digital camera and color printer from Hewlett-Packard, 2 DVD writers and a 17-inch flat-screen monitor from LG, and Soviet clothing vouchers valued at 1,000 Rand a pop. You can win one of those each. The question is quite simple. Loot.co.za. Is it A, an online clothing store, B, an online bookstore, or C, an online bank? Please send your answer, just A, B, or C. Don't worry about the full answer. Plus your name to 34357. You will be charged 2 Rand an SMS.
And the winners of last week's competition are...
Johan Venter wins the 17-inch LG monitor. Eugene Yiga and Wendy Gaylard each receive an LG DVD writer. Roshni Savenundan and Tony Kutsia win 1,000 Rand Soviet jeans vouchers. And Karen Werther walks away with that HP digital camera and printer bundle. Congratulations!
Next week, we go to space with NASA. How to Beers Hook? I don't know. And X-Planet. We don't literally go to space, so that would take 20 million Rand. Who's got that sort of money? So join us if you like that sort of thing. If you don't, well, we're going there anyway. So how's that for, tailoring the program to viewer wants and needs? But you'll love space, really. Come along. Bring some oxygen. It's a lovely view, but absolutely no atmosphere. We kind of think it was the Russians.